Welcome back. It's so good to see you. So crazy. So I've been talking to some people lately, and one of the number one things I'm hearing is it's 2021, and people are like, I thought things were going to be different, and they're not. There's more of the same kind of chaos and everything going on. So what do you do when the external world is still in chaos? How do you make your way through it? I think that's a really good and important question for all of us to be asking. I know for one of the things for me that works is to go inside and say, what's going on for me? How am I responding to all of this craziness? And what can I do to stay in my power? So these are some of the questions that I've been entertaining the past week, thinking about what happened in DC. How was my emotional response, and what is that saying and suggesting? I've had some really interesting conversations. Like, I talked to my husband, and his emotional reaction was so different than mine. And we dug deeper of what did it mean and what meaning did we make, and how do we want to navigate through it. So in turn, pulling in and seeing how can we navigate through it, what are our values, and where do we want to go, and how do we stay in our power. These are all just great ways of helping to navigate. So I want to talk to you about the book of the week. So this is the book that I've recently been reading, and it's called Your Next Chapter. Ditch your doubt, own your worth, and build the business you really want. So how do you ditch your doubt, build your business that you really want in this crazy time? Well, I have to say, last year when COVID happened and I was put on lockdown, my first reaction to all of that was relief. I was teaching at the time, and my college students were talking about going for spring break to COVID land. And they're like, yeah, we don't care. We're not going to do anything. And I was worried about coming back and being exposed to the virus. So I was actually really relieved that we were going online. Then my next reaction was spending a lot of time at home, as all of us did. And I had a lot of discontent, and I had a lot of, oh, I don't feel comfortable about this, and I'm upset about that, and just a lot of stuff brewing. Well, in this book, Your Next Chapter, I just so appreciated the very first thing. She has this beautiful little page with polka dots, and the first quote she has is, a woman's discontent increases in the exact proportion of her development. Let me reread that. A woman's discontent increases in the exact proportion of her development. When I read this past week, it just shined a spotlight on this past year. I was discontented. I didn't know that that was the word. So going, oh, but she's saying that it's because I've developed more. And so because I've developed more, I have more discontent because there's a longing and there's a desire that is not being met. It's time for me to grow. So I guess that's what I was dealing with this past year, was discontent and wanting to grow. And she says, work with discontent, understanding that those things are simple signposts for change and a new expression of your world. So this was a really good reminder. When we're feeling not completely wonderful about things that are going on in our life, it's a signpost for us to change. It's something that is going, alert, red alert. It's time for us to implement, to go to the next level, to start plugging in. And later, she has developed this fabulous model. Let me see if I can show it to you. Hopefully you can see it. There we go. But probably couldn't see it very well. But what she's saying is the first one sign of going to changing and to be able to move forward in your business and in your life is recognizing that you're feeling discontent, that you're not feeling like, everything is wonderful. I'm longing for something more. The second stage, she says, is to have desire. So all of a sudden you're feeling discontented and you're wanting to have something else. And she has this line that goes through the model, and it's called stage 3, decision. Now, decision is so important to moving forward and to be able to get to a better place. So we're going to talk a little bit more about decision in a second, but going on her model, then her next step is stage 4, and that's design, and then the next step is deliver. Now, I want to talk about a decision because that's where I was at for most of 2020. I was feeling this discontent, not realizing I was feeling discontent. And I knew that I had more capacity, I had more ability, and I was feeling frustrated that I wasn't getting out in the world and doing what I knew that I could give and serving the people that I knew to serve. And I also knew that I had tons of choices. I could go and do this, I could go and do that, I could go and do this and this and this and that and the other. And the problem with decisions is sometimes when you have so many options, it shuts you down. And that was what was happening for me. I had so many options. I could do all these continuous things. Have you ever been in a place where you're like, well, there's just too many choices. How do I know? And what I was doing, but not really realizing is I was searching for certainty. I wanted to have certainty. So I started researching different ways and different paths, and I was looking for the great answer when the big light was going to spring on and go, this is the path to go on. Well, guess what? That light never came, that aha never came, and I was feeling continuously discontented. Till one day I was like, forget this. This is crazy. I am tired of feeling like this. I'm tired of having all these options. I'm tired of feeling split and not knowing where I was going. I'm a person who likes to have direction. I like to know where I'm going. So that day I decided to just decide. Just pick one of the options. I didn't know which option would be the right one. And I don't think I ever was going to, because it's not until we take action and start exploring the action do we actually get more information. So I just decided, I picked a path and I started going through it, and boy, did I feel so much better. And fortunately, I think I made the right decision. How am I going to know? I don't know. But all I know is living inside of me, I'm much more excited about life. I'm much happier, and I'm moving forward, and I'm getting to another place of decision. But when you make decisions, the very next step is you need to be aware of the impact. What is it doing in your life? And then have accountability to move forward. So it's been very, very helpful to just learn that I was seeking certainty. And I was having this problem of feeling indecisive and discontented. So if you're feeling some kind of indecisiveness, I can't even say that word, but if you are seeking that, you might need to start playing into what is the desires, what are the different options, and just pick one and see where it leads you. It has certainly been helpful for me to get into a place where I'm feeling a lot more in alignment with my life and a lot more happy, and I hope that the same thing happens to you. I would love to hear about your decisions and your decisiveness and what is happening for you.